How's it going, everybody? My name is Jack. I'm a commercial pilot and a flight instructor, and in today's video we're going to go into what you guys have been wanting over the last video, and that is a in-depth tutorial on what I use for Windy, specifically the things that I heavily rely on with this app, as there's a lot of videos out there that show you just some of the basics. I'm just going to dive into some of the things that would help you better understand this app, but more specifically as a pilot, what you might want to look out for and how you'd specifically want to use this app for your pre-flight planning as well as just general awareness purposes. So that being said, let's get right into the video.
I'm Jack, a commercial pilot in CFI. Flying has always been a passion of mine, and I love being able to share that experience as a pilot and instructor for those who are curious about soaring through the sky. I hope you enjoy today's video, that you fasten your seatbelt, and that you enjoy the ride.
Before we fully jump in, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support over the last video and your comments and wanting me to make this video. I run this channel for that reason, just to help you guys out with stuff like this. So thank you so much again for dropping your comments down below. It really means a lot to me. And I hope you guys choose to stick around and subscribe, as I'm going to be doing a lot more videos similar to this if you drop some comments down below on what you'd want to talk about next. But on that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video with Windy. I'm just going to do real quick, if you want to go check out where I am as well, you can go down below, check out my website and my Instagram. Both are linked down below. You can go see those, and I post other content similar to this on those. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Stick around, go check those out. And now let's get into Windy. I got three main points with Windy that I want to get into, and the first one really is just the map itself right here. So I'm using the website because the website is what I currently can use right now with my computer. I'll get a new capture card at some point to try and get that, as my PC currently just died on me. So I'm having to do it for my mobile laptop, but we'll get that figured out here soon. But the website is pretty much the exact same thing. Coming into here, you have the winds, the forecasts of what's going on here, right? You can see everything going on in the Midwest here with the way the winds are going. This is the current time down here. It's currently the 2nd of June. If I were to go to like 4 a.m. Wednesday the next day, you can see that the forecast changes. This is what I use primarily just to see kind of what the overall goal of the weather is showing me for where I'm at, right? And you can go anywhere in the world. You don't have to go in the United States. You can go to the oceans here. You can even go to Africa and Europe. So anyone can use this, which is cool. But the nice thing about this is the other parts to the app with the layer tabs in this area specifically. If I were to click this button down here, you'll see in the app as well, it's got these things in here for airports, webcams, weather stations, right? I can click airports, and this is primarily what I use for Windy. I can look and see here what the winds are doing, like basically at altitude, which is cool. But on top of that, I can look and see what the weather's going on here, or what the weather's doing here, over here, right? It shows you VFR, IFR, low IFR, and marginal, which is cool. So there's a lot of different things that this app provides, and it's just a great awareness tool. Again, keep in mind, you still have to go to the FAA for an actual weather briefing, but this is great to just look and see, like, you know, on Friday in a couple days, right? The winds obviously are going to change, but it's going to show you the current METAR. So it's just a great tool in general to get you better awareness, and that's primarily what I use, is this map layer tool to see it, and that's where we'll get into the next one. All right, so the next tool with Windy is going to be these layers here. So on the actual app, you're going to see like a little hamburger menu right here, right? You're going to see something like that in the app, and you're going to click it, and it'll show you all these different layers in here. So the one that I primarily use outside of just normal wind, which is the default, is really just going to be the precipitation type, right? It shows you exactly where you think it's going to be precipitation in the certain areas, but also kind of what the scale is, right? You can see kind of like where my webcam is, there's like a little area here for different things like rain, freezing rain, mixed ice, snow. There's a bunch of different things that really show you what's happening, but the prediction tool also works. So if I were to go to Sunday now, you can see it's predicting there's going to be a lot of rain over here, right? If I were to go back to Wednesday, completely changes. So again, the prediction tool is really cool with this app, and it allows you to just kind of get a bigger picture of what you're looking for. But on top of that, it also shows you real-time data as well. So if I were to go to thunderstorms here, right, if I were to look and see where the thunderstorms are going, we'll just go down south here, right? These are the current conditions right now. This is where it currently is showing rain. That's really accurate as far as what's happening right now. It's taking the real-time weather data. But then if I were to click over here, let's say 6 o'clock now, this is the predicted weather for Houston area later tonight, right? It's saying all these thunderstorms are going to shrink and move down towards the southwest. So again, it gives you kind of prediction tool. If you're going to be flying over from here to here, right, it'll show you, hey, right now there's a lot of rain in between here, but eventually if you wait, it's going to go back over this way. So better to go that way than that direction, if that makes sense. And that's just some of the weather radars that you can use on here, right? They have other things too, like dew point, humidity. They have like cloud tops as well. So like it shows you down below where my mouse is, like the levels and the elevation of that, which is kind of cool. But again, it's really just to show you kind of like awareness wise what it could be looking like depending on the day. And on top of that too, the prediction tool also really helps with this, right? It shows you kind of what the weather could be looking like for the next few days. So it's a great tool to just kind of have on your phone to just kind of maybe poke around and see, hey, what do I want to do? You know, when would I want to go fly, or when do I want to do something else? That's really what this app's for. And so there's a lot of different features that you can use, not just for aviation, which is really going to be the third point I'm going to hit on. Talking a little faster with the third point, but the biggest thing that Windy does outside of just the weather radar and the airport stuff with the flight planning, you can go in and you can create routes, but you can do it for roads and you can do it for like boating, right? For example, if I were to go down like into the Gulf of America here, which is what it's called now, you can go down and you can see like waves, right? You can see what it's showing in the ocean for where it is, or like wave power, for example, like where it could be the worst. You could look at wind waves, see which way the winds are going to do that. It's a great tool for like boating or even just like surfing and stuff, which is cool. And you can even see down here, if I go back and I go all the way down back to where these things are, it even shows you things like kite or wakeboarding spots, right? Like surfing spots. It shows you like all these different areas that people can go to, and you can plan your whole thing around that, which is really cool. So these layers actually have a good purpose outside of just flying over them, which is great. So if you're a big guy on the ocean or even the lakes, right, this is a great tool to kind of help you out with that. But it also gives you something cool with like radiation and like active fires, for example. So like you can clearly see these little red spots are like active wildfires, which sucks. You really don't want to be seeing fires on here, but it shows you kind of all these extra things that people are reporting. And you can also use that to plan your trip too, which is kind of fun. So there's just a bunch of these different things that you can really dive into. And the biggest thing that I want to emphasize with this app is there's really no right or wrong way how to use it, right? Everyone's got a different tool or a different purpose with what they're trying to do with the weather. And Windy really emphasizes the fact that this is completely customizable to your needs, right? Windy gives you the resources to use whenever you would want to use them. And it doesn't matter the situation you are in. For example, like if you're driving on a road trip, right, you just want to see where it could rain over the next couple of days, all you would do is you would literally just go to like the rain accumulation tab. And like, let's say you're doing a road trip on like Saturday the 6th for whatever reason why at like, you know, let's say 9 a.m. and you're over here in Oklahoma City, right? If you're for some reason driving through Tulsa, right, on these roads over here, you can actually see where the rain could be picking up. So it's a great like plotter for trying to like map out your roadways and like trying to figure out which road map is going to be great going from state to state, which is cool. And it also goes back down here too with these things, right? It shows you like what you could be looking at with webcams too, for example. If you wanted to see what the actual webcams look like, it not only shows you like airports and stuff, it'll actually go through and show you like all the webcams in your area. Like for example, it'll show you like road webcams. It'll show you webcams at airports. It'll show you highway cams. So it gives you access to all these extra tools that really give you a perspective on how to see things that you may not normally see. And that's why all these layer tabs are really, really important with this app. It makes it super unique. Is there's just a lot of stuff packed in here that is free and is open to you to use whenever you would want to. Another thing that I didn't mention that ForeFlight has, but Windy also coos, is weather stations, right? Going back to like ForeFlight and stuff, where you would see like airports have weather stations, it also has weather stations just in general at like other people's houses that are public, or like even newspapers that have it, right? Airports are the ones that mainly show up, but like there's different stations here as well, like this one right here, Meta Station. Obviously, you got an airport, but you have a bunch of weather stations that are not just at these airports. So again, if you're road tripping and you want to know the weather at a specific area, you don't have to then look at ForeFlight to just figure out where you are and what the nearest airport is. I've done that. I've road mapped and I've used ForeFlight to try and figure out what the weather's saying. Windy doesn't do that. Windy gives you the extra tool of seeing like weather stations along your route, which is kind of cool. So again, there's a lot of different tools packed in here that really just take some time to just, you know, poke around, get used to it. And that's what I tell my students all the time, kind of just to end the video, is all these tools that are free on here online are really good to know about. But really, if you don't know how to use them, that's where it can be hard to understand why they're important. And so what I tell my students all the time with apps like Windy is really think of it as like you're scrolling on social media, right? This might be a bad analogy, but kind of stick with me with this. If you're scrolling for 30 minutes on like Instagram or YouTube or something, chances are the only thing you're using your brain for is like watching that one video you may or may not have seen, and then it pops up and you're like, oh, cool, like, next thing. Think of that as using Windy or ForeFlight, for example, where instead of you scrolling video to video, you just scroll through the menu tab here and just pick something to use, or go down to the bottom here and just pick something that you'd want to find, like forecasted weather or your favorite stations if you wanted to log in. There's a lot of different things that you can explore, and you're better off doing that on here than scrolling, and it gives you just something to do, really. So that's what I tell my students all the time in terms of using the software. Is Windy is packed with a lot of things, but in order for you to fully like use it and understand how to use it, it just takes some time to just sit for even 10 minutes just to play around with it, kind of get used to it and see what you want to do. And if you really do like the app and you want to go ahead and actually buy the subscription, it goes prediction tools all the way out like 2 weeks in advance, which is really cool. So I don't have the premium subscription. I might buy it at some point, but if you want it and the app is worth it, absolutely get it, because these tools are really cool and they are such a great company to support with what they're doing. So yeah, that's all I got to say for my specifics on Windy. They have tutorials that I'll link down below if you want to see kind of like their stuff. It really just goes into like every little itty bitty detail. So if you're really confused about something small, you can watch those, and I'll link those down below again. But yeah, with that being said, that's kind of like my little quick demo on Windy. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, again, please consider subscribing, as I would love for you to stick around and just give me some feedback on what you'd like to see next. I'm going to continue my ForeFlight stuff here pretty soon once I get everything sorted with this new PC I have to get. But in the meantime, the next video that I will be releasing is going to be on a different app. And this app I've actually been in talk with the developers. So I've actually got something really cool coming the next time you see a video after this one. So hopefully you stick around and subscribe to see that, because this thing is really cool. And it's something that's probably going to be a game-changing app over the next few years, not just for like flight tracking, but also like with flight crews as well and what you need to know. So if you do want to see that, or you want to see other videos in the future, make sure to subscribe and check out that down below. And then again, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and I have a website. You can go down and check those out. It'd be great to hear from you if you wanted to book a session. Use code FIRST down below for 50% off any session you would want. And with that being said, that's all I have to say for today's video. So thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. See ya!